My father-in-law picked up this device from a distributor in Hungary, and he thought that I might be interested and would like to make a video of it. So what this is, it's a product from a company called proSmart, and it is a Wi-Fi enabled thermostat. So it comes in this nice box, and you can see that well, yeah, from the box you can tell that this is something that you can control over your phones. So there is Android, iOS and Microsoft apps available, and it is universal rated, consumption less than 5 watts, maximum load 16 amps, the network is Wi-Fi 2.4 gigahertz, and yeah, the rest of the stuff, and manufactured in the EU. I will come to that later. The device itself is this one over here, which has this wire for the temperature sensor, and it's in a heat shrink, but there is a document which actually tells me that it uses the Dallas one-wire temperature sensor. Other than that, the unit is thin rail mounted, and in the top it has power input and the relay outputs, and on the back there is a button and the 3-wire connection. And the document comes with a user manual, which is translated to Hungarian by the distributor, but we are going to go into the manufacturer's website, and it's quite detailed. So it talks about how you set it up, and more importantly, I think in here, let me just find that, there is actually two application diagrams. So this is designed to handle or control the usual, let's say gas electric furnace, where you have a thermostat in your room, and obviously if the temperature drops below a certain temperature, then it will, the relay will kick in and it will short the circuit, which tells the boiler to start making, hot water or heating. And the other one, and the same can be used for a typical, like a hot water boiler, where you would have the temperature sensor attached to the boiler, and then again it can switch the boiler on and off to provide hot water. Besides this document, there is also this leaflet, which it basically says that you have the 3 wires, and in the chip it says Dallas, so it's definitely using the 1-wire temperature sensor. And on the back it says in Hungarian that you can use, if you use 3 wires, you can go up to 50 meters, and if you only use 2 wires, then up to 20 meters. That's how far the sensor can be from the central unit. Popping the end caps off, we have nice screw terminals for the mains and the relay outputs, and there is this slide-on connector for the temperature sensor, and there are some other connectors here which are not mentioned in the document, so I'm guessing they are not used at the moment, probably there for some future stuff. And if you look in, you can see the other components, but I'm going to take this apart so we can see more clearly what makes it tick. The unit comes apart rather easily. The base comes off, and this top one comes off as well, and then you can slide the PCB out, and surprise surprise, it's an ASP8266 with a power supply, the relay, and some miscellaneous stuff. But that's all there is to it. So I just flipped it around, and you can see that it uses an ASP02 board, which is like soldered into this main board, and on the top we have a power supply which gives 5 volts, 0.6 amps, and I'm guessing this chip here is the one which does the 3.3 volt for the ESP. And then we have a nice relay, which you can't really get the details of it, but anyway, it's a 5-volt relay, and it's rated at 16 amps. And if you look at the rest of the board, here in this you see the 3-pin connector is for the temperature sensor, which is as I said, it's the Dallas 1-wire. There is another connector. I'm guessing maybe this is for future expansion, and there are two pin headers which are not marked at all, so there is no sales screen to say what they can be used for. I'm guessing they would use one of them to program the chip, and also there is an unpopulated pin header, so that maybe they use that. But anyway, they probably think about some future expansion. This is why they have the pin headers and this connector as well. So maybe in the future we will see them being used for something else. Other than that, here you have the mains input and the 3 terminals for the relay. And if I flip it around, you can see the back side, and you can probably trace the pins to these 2 connectors, so you can figure out if any of these house the the TX and an RX to reprogram this thing. But for the time being, we are just going to look at it and see what it does out of the box. I have the power connected now, and it's just a normal plug. So I'm going to plug this in. One sec. Yeah, and so now we can see a blue LED on, and I've played with this before, and the documentation says that if you press the button for 3 seconds, then it goes back to factory default settings. So yeah, now it's blinking, and the setup process is pretty much what you expect from the usual, what you have seen for ESP devices. It now is going to create its own access point. So I'm going to put this to the side and take my iPad, go into the settings, and check on the networks. And yeah, so the access point is always going to be called BBoil _ and something. The network doesn't require Wi-Fi password, so you just connect straight to it. And again, you have this nice feature with iOS that because it doesn't have the Wi-Fi, it would just go into the web page of the device. But somebody's written it to me that if you're using like a laptop, then the default IP is 192.168.10.1. So this is where you find this setup page. So now you need to specify your Wi-Fi network that the device needs to connect to. So I'm selecting mine, and I'm putting my password into it. With my password entered, I just click on connect, and hopefully it will connect to my wireless network. Okay, it's done. I just scanned my network, and I can tell that this device 192.168.1.134 is this new device. So again, expressive, this is the ESP chipset. So it did manage to connect to the to my network, and most probably it is working fine. And to finish the setup, we now need to go to the laptop. In order to start using the device, you need to visit the website of ProSystems, and it's proSmart, which is prosmartsystem.com and not systems, because that's another company. And when you load the page, it comes up in Bulgarian, because as you can see from the map as well, so this is a company in Sofia. Actually, let me check. Let me switch to English. So yeah, it's a company in Sofia, and it looks like it's in a university. And just by going through the website, so they appear to have 2 products. One is this RF enabled sensor, and this BBoil, which I'm going to be testing right now. And by the way, you can buy it from here as well, and they are selling it for 49 euros. So let's go back, and good. You can read some stuff about the company and contact and all the usual stuff. So first I'm going to log in, and you can create your own account, but I'm just too lazy, so I'm just going to log in with Google. So once you are in, obviously now it's going to say that you don't have any devices, so you need to add a device. And I'm just going to type in the serial number of the device, which is on the front face, but I just blocked it out in the video. Okay, so after putting in the ID, the device will be added to your account, and and that basically locks that device from anyone else. So as I said, we were playing around with this device, so I couldn't add the first time because it was added to another account. So it just gives you a nice message saying that this device is already taken. Let me just find the sensor. Okay, so I just stuck the sensor into my fan of my laptop, so we are getting some higher readings. Okay, so what you are getting here, you have different modes. So you have, let's say you have a manual mode, so you can turn it on and turn it off. Probably you can hear the relay clicking, and then you can have a scheduled mode as well. And you see the live temperature here, which is now rising because it's at the fan exhaust, and then a nice graph which shows the temperature, and the red one shows the state of the relay. And yeah, you can zoom into the data points. Okay, so this is probably something that was used before, because I just installed this device, and today is the 5th. So this is some data from the past, and that's me when I plugged it into the mains this morning. So it seems that even though it was not registered to my account, it was continuously sending data to the web, and that you can see here as well. Of course, you can see that it was momentarily online at this point. Okay. So you have the temperature is rising rapidly, and then you have another set temperature here, and now you can see that okay, if I want 25 C, and because I have 35 now, the relay is off, but if I move it up, then the relay comes on. So as it says, you can use it as a simple temperature sensor. But let's see what else we can get here. So in here, in the schedule mode, actually I might just switch to schedule. You come here, and then you have your own schedules. So let's say here, I want 25 degrees in my home, and then you add a period, and now it creates 2 periods. So now you have 25 degrees here, and then you have a cut at 12 o'clock, and another 25 and also 25 degrees after. So maybe you can move it in. So let's set up like a usual daily routine where you leave home at 8 o'clock. So then after 8, you want the temperature to go down to, let's say 21 degrees, and add another period, and about 6 it should go back and then heat up your room to again 25. Okay, and I haven't added another period. So this is how easily you can create your usual daily schedule, where you have a slightly higher temperature in the morning, and then slightly lower during daytime when you are off work, and then again higher in the evening, and probably you can have another one here. And so at the moment this is now configured to Monday, and then you just click on this copy button, and you can easily copy the same schedules, to the other days, and yeah, all the way down to, and then maybe for Saturday you just want 25 degrees throughout the entire day, and the same for Sunday. And I have to say that I think the user interface and the whole experience is really jazzy. I mean, it looks really, really good, much better than anything else I have seen before. So that's how you set your schedules, and then you go back, and that's pretty much it. Or you can see the temperature rising rapidly. Maybe I can just get it out of the fan, and you also have some settings here. First of all, the working mode. The application examples in the documentation said how you can use this to control like a normal boiler, which creates hot water for the let's say your radiators, or the hot water heater. But it seems that there is a cooling mode as well. I don't know how you would connect it to an AC, but probably it's not that complicated. So again, that would most probably control whether the relay is on if your temperature is above or below the set temperature. You have a temperature precision, and then you have the low and the high hysteresis, and yeah, temperature ranges. Okay, what temperature sensors? Okay, that's actually funny because now it says temperature sensors, so maybe again they envisage another model later on which might have multiple temperature sensors, so you can have a logic which is dependent on the temperature. I don't know, maybe something like that. And oops. So that was all about the settings. And if I go back, and there is another settings here where you set the time zone. So okay, I'm here, location, device name, test. Good. I go back. Okay. Yeah, it definitely saved my settings. So I would like to say again that I would definitely give like 10 out of 10 to the user interface because first of all, it looks really cool. It's really simple. It's easy to see. You are in this main page and you can see all the data you need. You have the temperature, the set, and the actual working mode, and then you can drill into the details by selecting these different tabs and scrolling down to the graph to see the historical data. And one more thing which I forgot to mention is there is this boost mode, and I couldn't really figure out how that one works, but I actually realized that this is the usual stuff. You go home and then for some reason it's really cold, and then so you just push this boost up, and then your heating would come on for, let's say, 1.5 hours, and then it would automatically go back to the normal schedule mode. So again, it's just to heat up your house really quickly when you have the situation that for whatever reason it was your place got too cold. But again, I think that should be all about the web application itself. The other things that you can do here is just to set up your profile, change your password, and then log out. I wanted to say a few words about the mobile application itself. It's called exactly the same as the website, so it's proSmart, and the icon is the same in the Google Apple Store, so it's fairly easy to find. And you have the same authentication option to get into the application, and after that you see the exact same screen what you see on the web, just in a different layout. So again, you have your device, your different tabs, and yeah, obviously, so now it's different, otherwise it wouldn't fit on the screen. But you can access all the settings and every single things that you see on the web, and you would have exactly the same control. So I just put the boost on the laptop a couple of minutes ago. Now it's counting down here. You can set the modes, and then you can access the graph here as well, and you even have the options for the the profile changes and the same stuff. So in overall, I'm very happy with this device. I think it does a really good job. The user interface and the actual support is really superb. I really like the look and feel of the UI. It's very simple to install. My only comment is that installing this in a house which is already wired and everything could be a little bit of a problem, because this box is not small enough to fit on the wall or in a wall cabinet. So it really has to go to the the main circuit boards, which means that you need a wire to get this into your room wherever you want to measure the temperature, and also you need a couple of wires from the relay to go to your boiler. So if you have an existing house, that could be a little bit problematic, but if you're building something new, yeah, it should be fairly simple. And keep in mind that with this device you are not getting any screen, so the only way to control your temperature is to open up the website in your laptop or go into the application on my mobile phone, because, well, there is no screen coming with this device. I hope you like this review. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.